probably the only game I played in that type of series, like the role playing, then like turn-based combat game. But you know, it was good. I ended up getting to the just about the very end, and then I pretty much I think I quit playing for some reason. I don't really know why. I got just about to the end, and I didn't. I quit playing because I didn't want to finish. That's how I do it. Didn't want to finish the epic storyline because it was so great that I didn't want to see how it ended, which apparently it ends pretty badly. But I never found out, so I'm happy. Next. On the PS2? Well, actually, no. Yeah, sure, on the PS2. My next favorite game would be Final Fantasy 12, possibly beating 10. I spent more time on 10, but I think 12 was better. Because, as some people probably know now, Final Fantasy 13, it's a popular game. It's becoming popular-ish now, because it's come out for the Xbox and all the other gaming systems. But anybody that's played it would probably know that you really don't make as many decisions on your own. Like, you follow the pretty linear path, and then just well, you just do what the story tells you. But in Final Fantasy 12, you could go use whatever weapon you want. You could get some random guy who's supposed to shoot guns to use a halberd if you felt like it. But in this one, it's just guys who shoot guns, and that's it. So just wanted to point out right here, my ally was being a bit of a champ, and he floated his barracks over top of my Colossus to help save the battle, so they couldn't target my Colossus. That was really great, due to the fact that, you know, he's pretty much out of the game. He's just floating around his buildings, but they actually managed to help, even though he's not producing anything. Yeah. I guess that's about the end of my list, so I'll just start talking about the gameplay, because I do have quite a bit of time left. As you can see in this game, my two enemies, or opponents, went for, well, the Terran went for a 2 barracks rush. And, the Protoss, quite a few more gateways. I think he had probably about 3-ish when he was doing the rush. So they completely crushed my ally, and I tried to interfere a little bit, but I realized that my force wouldn't be big enough to take out any attacking force. So pretty much I just let them do it. I felt kind of bad for it, but you'll see how it turns out. Now, I'm just macroing up an army because I figure, well, these guys went for full-on rush, and it's more likely than not that they're going to be a bit hurt on the economy because they just got mass Marines and Zealots. As you can see, there's 2 barracks, and all the Terran is doing, he's expanding, but he's not, well, now he's getting 3 factories. So he seems to be going more for all-in of one certain type of unit, which I can tell you from experience isn't really that good, because if you look at the army composition, all of these units complement each other. Like the Colossus, it would be nothing without the Stalkers and the Zealots blocking the people, but it does a lot of damage when they're there. And, well, the Immortal's really good against armored Zealots. They're just a good meat shield. They get up in the enemy's face. So yeah, I'm still going off one base now. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I'm a bit short on minerals, as you can see. Wow, actually really short. So I started to expand here. I didn't want to expand earlier because I thought, you know, I might be screwed by the rush. But I'm starting to move out with my army, which has a much better composition than the Terran and the Protoss. Protoss has got, seems like mass Stalkers now, and the Terran's still getting mass Marines with just a few factories out. Nothing producing though. So now I got my 3 Colossus, and he's coming in with the Stalkers to counter them, so I say, okay, back up. All my Stalkers are shooting at them, and my army turns around and tries to go for the front door. This was actually a bad split up for my army because the Colossus are much better against things like Marines, and so to attack this Marine force without the Colossus was probably a bad idea. But you know, it turned out because I guess I had just sheer more power, more forces, but trying to take out pretty much the rest. This is just about the end of the game because there's nothing really they can do. I have an overwhelming force, and my ally is just chilling with a barracks and a tech lab, because he's that cool. Sending a few zealots through the middle to reinforce, and I realize, oh crap, there's an expansion here, so after I take out the Terran, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go for the expansion sometime. He lands his command center trying to get 2 on the high yield, which could give him quite a big advantage if he was making mass Hellions as well, because they just use minerals, but turns out he just went for Marines. So I'm taking out his main. He used supply drop on his supply depots, which is kind of interesting, because usually you want to use mules, or scan at least. But I guess they're good for a rush. I don't know. I don't have too much experience this Terran. But here I'm coming in, trying to take out his worker line pretty much, and deny this expansion as well as I can when I'm taking out the main. I got Colossus, which are really good against workers because they do massive splash damage. If you can see, all of the workers are just getting shredded up by the beam. Actually, recently in a patch, Colossus were kind of nerfed. Kind of. Like, in a way that they don't do as much damage, but they have a faster fire rate, so I don't know. It depends on opinion, because personally, I think that's a bit of a nerf, but if you think about it, in a way it's not, because that just means they're better against light units, because better fire rate but lower damage makes it the same-ish, if you think about it. I don't know. That's just my opinion. So, now I've pretty much taken out the Terran completely. He's got 1 command center floating away, but excuse me. Sorry about that, again. So he's floating away his command center, but that's all he's got as far as I can tell. I've also got an observer in the Protoss' base to see what's going down there, so I'm moving out my army. Keeping a few stalkers. Actually, no, I'm just moving them up to my army. I'm continuing to reinforce my army. And yeah, there we go. My Terran ally is actually spotting the expansions for me with his buildings. So, yeah. Just to show that, well, if your ally gets out off the start, they can actually be pretty useful. Like, floating his barracks over my Colossus was a big deal. I gotta say, that probably saved that battle. And so they're trying to snipe my Colossus with the Zealots now, but I think I get him out of there. Yeah, I do. 24 health. That was pretty close, but I don't know. Colossus are actually much tougher to take out than you'd think. They've got, what is it? Yeah, 150 and 200, so they're pretty armored if you think about it. Most power units, well, I don't know. I'm thinking about Broodlords. Never mind, I'm getting a bit off topic. So here we go. The Terran is also spotting the other Terran. My Terran ally is spotting the opponent Terran's command center, which he floated away for me. Once again, really useful, so I can help clean up the game. Here we go. Here's pretty much the final battle. Not really much goes down after this. I've got most of my units in the base, and I see. Oh crap! He pulls out some Dark Templars, trying to. Well, this is his last hope, pretty much. Is to use the Dark Templars, but I think I get an observer over here. Yeah, I do actually, right there. So I got an observer with my army, and the Dark Templars become pretty much useless. And that's pretty much over for the Protoss. He's trying to evacuate all of his workers, but he's only got 1 more expansion up with no buildings. And yeah, there's the Dark Shrine. Templar Archive, so he could have actually gotten High Templars, but he hasn't researched Storm yet, which could, well, they wouldn't be very useful without the Storm. So now I'm sending in a few forces to take out the expansion. I'm not too concerned about resistance, because if he just expanded, he's not really going to have much if I took out his main. Usually if you take out somebody's main, they're going to be crippled for the rest of the game as far as you can tell. And so yeah, they leave the game and get a bit of, I guess a bit of a rage quit. Well, guess that's about it. Hope to see you guys next time. Just, you know, write some comments or anything to tell me how you thought the commentary was, if I could do anything differently. Yeah, see you guys next time.